All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Trademark. I'm super excited. Today we have Kevin Thornton from JB Warranties with us, and we are going to be talking about all things warranties and JB Warranties. So, Kevin, thank you so much for joining.
Thanks, Sarah. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah. And so we normally start off with an icebreaker question before we get started. And I was thinking about this earlier. If you were on a deserted island and can only bring one of your favorite foods, what would it be?
Oh, well, I can't bring ice cream because I don't have a fridge, right? So let me think. I love cheese. I love all cheeses. I don't know why, but I'm a huge cheese fan. So I'd have to bring, cheeses from around the world. It's a crazy answer, but yeah, I'm a cheese guy.
That makes the most sense. I would love to bring cheese with me as well. All right, let's get started. Let's kick off with the intro.
Step into the Trademark, your go-to podcast for everything marketing in the trades. Hosted by award-winning industry marketing experts Sarah Ghirardo from Remarkable and Eric Thomas from Rival Digital. Together, we're here to unite the worlds of trades and marketing, bringing you insights, stories, and strategies from the heart of the industry. Whether you're a trade professional, a marketing expert, or somewhere in between, this is the place for you. Listen in as we're here for the big ideas, the game changers, and the everyday successes. Because at the Trademark, we're with the trades and for the trades.
All right. So, Kevin, I want you to tell us all the things about JB Warranties, the great things that you're doing, the partnerships that you have, and the value it has to the trade. So if you want to just introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about it, let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. So Kevin Thornton, I am the Vice President and General Manager of our dealer business services here at JB Warranties. That includes everything from partnerships, business development, our customer success group, working with all of our integration partners, a lot of our manufacturers, those sorts of things. It's really designed, how we can provide additional value for our dealers. How can we help them be successful? We created a marketplace about 4.5 years ago. We know that our dealers are so busy working in the business, it's hard for them to work on the business, but we know that they all share, certain pain points, things that are kind of inhibiting them from growing. And so we thought it'd be a great idea to go out and look at, various business services, different vendors that offer, great products and services, and really focused on 3 things, Sarah. So we focus on, hey, what are the things we can do to help dealers grow their revenues? What can we do to help dealers, get better line of sight and reduce their expenses? And then the third leg of the stool is, and, oftentimes overlooked, but as important, if not the most important, how can we help them mitigate risk in their business? And so we created this marketplace. It's free for all dealers. They can visit jbwarranties.com, top right corner, take a look at all the different services. And if they're interested in pursuing something, we can help introduce them to the vendors and make that happen. So that's just one thing that we do as far as dealer services.
I love that.
JB Warranties is exactly that. We offer extended labor warranties. If you go out, Sarah, and you buy a brand new HVAC system, typically the manufacturer, the OEM, will provide a 10-year parts warranty on that, which if there's a mechanical failure, something breaks down, there's the coil goes out, the condenser goes out, the manufacturer is going to provide a replacement to the contractor to go in and replace that for you. But the cost of ripping out the old part and the cost of installing a new part, that's not covered. And that could be thousands of dollars. And so that's where we come in, right? So when a contractor is installing that new system, they say to the homeowner, hey, would you like peace of mind over the next 10 years? If that's the case, hey, we're going to come in, we're going to install this equipment. Any mechanical failures over the next 10 years, don't worry about it. It's covered between the manufacturer and the warranty. So in that case, if something happens, the homeowner contacts the contractor, they go out, do the work, no charge order for the homeowner. That contractor comes back, submits that claim into us, we validate it, and we pay the contractor for their time. So that in a nutshell is how it works. So really the main benefit for the homeowner is peace of mind. Like, it's a big investment, right? Like, a lot of people don't have $10,000, $15,000 just sitting around waiting for their AC system replace. And
Right.
so, yeah, we're seeing financing is becoming a lot more, popular. So it's like, hey, do you want to insure that investment for an additional, $600, $800 over a 8 year, over a 5 year, 10-year period? It's a small, it's insurance. It's like, insuring your car or your iPhone or whatever it may be. Uh,
Mhm.
do you want to insure it now over the long haul so that you know that you've got that peace of mind that if anything goes wrong down the road, it's covered free of charge.
Okay. So it's insurance for the homeowner, also kind of insurance for the contractor. Sorry, my mind just went blank. It's been a long week. For the contractor as well, because so they would build it into their price. How would that work for them?
Correct. Yeah. So most of our warranties are sold at point of sale. So when they're installing or quoting that system, they're quoting it including a warranty. They may put in that first year maintenance plan included, right? And so,
Mhm.
or maybe some IAQ services and upgraded thermostat. So whatever their quote looks like, we recommend if contractors have let's say a good, better, best quote, that they offer a good, better, best warranty. So maybe a 3 year, a 5 year, a 10 year, and then you can either allow homeowners to upgrade if they want to. The cool thing is, JD Warranties just recently rolled out renewable warranties. What that means is anyone that purchases a 2 year, 3 year, or a 5 year warranty, they can actually be renewed out to 10 years. And I know we'll get into this as far as our integrations with ServiceTitan and our JB360, but we have a way that we can automate that, and we can alert those contractors when they have a homeowner that has a warranty that's expiring. We have a way to help them by leveraging ServiceTitan and Marketing Pro to be able to communicate and allow them to renew that warranty. But from the dealer's perspective, yes. So the benefits to them, there's many of them. So they can bundle that warranty up front. So they get to increase their average ticket by adding a warranty. In order for the warranty to be valid, the system needs to be maintained as per the OEM requirements, which means that either once or twice a year they have to have tune-ups. So that the dealer should be getting a membership with that homeowner, which ties that customer to that contractor. Also, with our warranty plans, Sarah, the dealer of record, is the only dealer that can maintain or get that warranty work. So again, as they're installing that piece of equipment, you are now tied to that homeowner for that 5 year or 10 year period. I mentioned earlier that the majority of our warranties are sold with that new system, but actually allow contractors to sell warranties on equipment that's up to 2 years old. So if I'm a contractor, I come into your house and I install a new system, I look to the left, look to the right, and I see you've got a secondary system there. And if I can see that it's less than 2 years old and you don't have a warranty on it, I can actually sell you a warranty on that system as well, even though I didn't install it.
Oh, wow.
So you talk about that point of sale revenue, you get the membership, that's a secondary revenue stream, adding a warranty onto that secondary system, right?
Mhm.
Also offer plumbing services. JB Warranties beyond, HVAC, we also cover tanked and tankless water heaters. We cover water filtration systems. If I offer those services, I can provide you warranties for that. As well as if I do electrical, we have coverage for generators also.
That makes
Yeah. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to help these contractors build a rapport and build a kind of lifetime value relationship with these consumers. Coming from marketing, we know it's so expensive, and it's becoming more expensive to acquire a customer. We're talking, $200, $500, $800 to acquire a customer. The last thing you want to do is just go install that system and move on, right? You want to be able to really nurture that relationship and nurture that the rapport with that customer over a long period of time, because then you don't have to spend money to acquire that customer. And so we're really looking at the lifetime value that a contractor can derive from that homeowner. And from the homeowner's perspective, they now have a contractor that is a trusted advisor. They get to know them. It's one person to call for all of their HVAC and plumbing needs. So it just makes sense for all parties involved.
Yeah, most definitely. And it makes sense to insure really expensive appliances that you may not want to purchase, right? So you're like, oh, but My question is what if the homeowner moves? Does that warranty transfer over to the new ownership, or does the warranty need to be renewed by the new homeowner?
Yeah, great question. So it can be transferable. So the warranty stays with the house,
Okay.
so that the seller can transfer it to the buyer. That's done at no cost. So all they have to do is that seller has to contact our customer service department, let them know that they're moving, provide us the information for the buyer. We update that warranty. We can provide them a copy of it. And at that point, they're good to go. So if there's 5 years remaining on, five-year term remaining on that warranty, those remaining 5 years will go over to the buyer. The other nice thing is there's no deductibles. So, you don't have to pay the first $300 or $500 of that repair. It's zero cost for the homeowner. If for some reason the homeowner goes sideways with the contractor, who's the dealer of record, and they say, look, I just don't want that contractor coming inside my house anymore, no problem. If the homeowner has a replacement contractor that they want to transfer that to, we can do that for them, again, at no charge. Or if they don't have someone, we can recommend, 3 to 5 contractors in their area that they can pick from.
Yeah, so it sounds like you have great services for the homeowner and great services for the contractors, right? And
Correct.
really, like it makes sense to insure everything in the home that you're replacing, right? It really does. And I think that sometimes we're like, oh, it's just like an electrical panel. It's just like this. But no,
Right.
it's like your home. It's like the generator. You wouldn't want to like that, especially being in Texas where you are right now, sales are a gigantic opportunity, but also a gigantic need wherever you are. So,
And what we do, Sarah, we actually work, a lot of it's education. We try to educate the contractors and say, look, you need to offer these warranties because you need to help educate homeowners, let them know it's available.
Mhm.
And, they can always opt out, but we try to educate them and say, look, have that homeowner, sign off that they are opting out of that warranty coverage, letting them know that this is available. You can have this. And if you choose not to, sign off on it and keep a copy of that in your FSM software, because 6 months from now, a year from now, 3 years from now, that homeowner comes back and says, hey, I need this replaced. It's like, okay, but it's a $1,500 expense for the labor. It's like, oh no, it's supposed to be covered. It's like, well, you decline that coverage.
Mhm.
So it just makes that homeowner think one more time, do I really want to decline this coverage, or should I invest and insure, my investment and get that extended labor warranty?
And it also makes me think of, okay, if they opted out, they now become a new customer segment. So if you're using Marketing Pro and JB Warranties at the same time with ServiceTitan, it's like, how can you tag those opt-outs so
Yes.
that you can put them into a segmented audience and speak to them and say, hey, we know you opted out, but here's,
Yeah.
and the additional warranty just so you have more information.
Yeah.
Um,
Not only that, audience, like as I was mentioning, contractors can sell a warranty on a piece of equipment that's less than 2 years old, right?
mhm.
So as I said, people, it's sticker shock for them. They're making this big investment. They have to finance it, and then all of a sudden they get hit with, hey, besides that $12,000 new system, would you like $1,000 warranty on it? It's like, right? It's kind of paralysis. It's like, you know what? Don't worry about it. You don't have to make that decision now. But
Mhm.
the good thing is you've got 2 years to make that decision. But as you're mentioning, you can add that to Marketing Pro. You can create that campaign of pull down that list of all of those customers where we installed a new system within the last 2 years that didn't buy a warranty. You can then push that campaign over, email them maybe 3 months, 6 months after the purchase. Maybe you've just done a tune-up, so now they're more comfortable with your company, and say, hey, Mrs. Smith, thank you for your business. Want to let you know that you're still eligible for warranty. If you'd like to, click this button to activate that. So yeah, the technology and the automations that are available through Marketing Pro and through ServiceTitan are great to help these contractors again, create that relationship with the customers and create that reoccurring revenue stream for them as well.
Yeah, and I think the reoccurring revenue model is really under spoken about, I think, because it confuses a lot of people. They're like, well, it has to be a membership. Well, it can be in a lot of different ways that you can create reoccurring revenue. And there's a lot of different ways to go after your existing customers of after you just installed, right? People will sometimes think what I've learned is they'll be like, well, I'll just ask for a referral. I was like, but there's so much more that you could talk about of things that you've just installed and just did in their home. And there's so much more to offer, right? And it doesn't, it's interesting to me as to like what else they could be doing. And like you said, well, with this warranty, we now have to go back into the home at least this many times because it's covered under your warranty, and that makes your warranty not effective if you don't have maintenance, right? So it's like another way of predictive maintenance, but in a way of like, just scheduling it out and making sure that it's completed so it doesn't void the warranty.
Yeah, it's bundling your services, right? So it's the installation, it's the membership. So we're going to come out here, we're going to do tune-ups. Maybe it's a filter program through Contractor Commerce, right? Where you're automatically sending in filters in advance of the tune-ups. You're getting the warranty. It's the IAQ products to make sure that you're getting the best quality air for your family. And then you can pivot again if you want to have a conversation about plumbing, conversation about water filtration and those sorts of things. So yeah, we're trying to help the contractors really understand the benefits of kind of going wider and deeper with that customer relationship, because so expensive, as you know, Sarah, to acquire a new customer. There's so many competitors that are, you see the trucks driving around town. There's so many competitors, especially with private equity buying up, all of your competition. You really have to develop great relationships with your customers, and you have to be able to kind of fortify those relationships. Well, you do that by offering these extended services and having memberships and having warranties that tie the contractor directly to that homeowner.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, even I think I came from a really big company, and that was what we led with. We have, warranties for labor and like for replacement. We have no limit warranty guarantees. Like, we want to make sure that the person that we're selling to feels comfortable, but also like has our trust. And it is definitely a brand differentiator to have those extra add-on bundles for our packages, right? It makes so much difference in the world, because it's not that we're just selling them peace of mind and comfort. We're selling them safety and longevity, and we actually care enough to like invest into them. Absolutely. And pour into them that way. So I think that's great. The other thing that I noticed, I know that you guys just recently had an event at JB Warranties, and I love coming to your place. I've only been once, but maybe I went twice. But it was so incredibly just the coolest place that I've ever been. But recently, I know you've had just an event, and you love to educate contractors, and I love seeing that. So do you want to tell us about that event a little bit?
Yeah, I'd love to. So yes, we've had you at our campus, and we're very, very proud of it. So JB Warranties is on a 20-acre homestead. It's almost like a ranch in north of DFW Airport in Argyle, Texas. And it was built where not only did we want a great place for our employees to be, culture is very important. This was a family business that grew. And so when you look at, best places to work and Fortune 5000 and all those things, we've got, a lot of awards. A lot of the folks that have been here at our office, have been here for a long time. There's growth opportunities, career opportunities. People are friends, and we just have fun. In fact, I just saw an email come out today. We're doing a day at the ballpark. We're going to a Texas Rangers game in June where all employees and their families are invited out to the ballpark, which will be great. But yeah, so at our campus, we've got our office space, and then we have almost like a networking convention area where we get groups up to about, if it's just inside, up to about 75 or 80 people. But if the weather's nice, we also have kind of some outside areas where we can host up to 300 people. We can have bands here. We've got a tennis court. We've got pickleball courts. We've got ponds with giant koi fish, longhorns, of course, running a vineyard. So it really is designed for networking. We've had a number of different groups come in, different OEM partners that have come in for regional marketing meetings or strategy sessions. We're part of TACA, which is the Texas AC Contractors Association. We've had networking events up here. But most recently, the event you're talking about, and it really started, I attended a Toolbox Live event recently in Savannah, which was a huge success. And I just loved participating in that. And I came back to the team and I said, I think we have an opportunity to do something like that, where we can bring contractors in, we can bring in, different folks from the industry, some thought leaders for, and build out some great content, and just, let's just kind of crawl before we run, but, just to have it as a one-day event. It's free of charge for our contractors. We bring them in. And we had a great turnout. We had a number of the contractors from DFW come in for a full day, started with breakfast. And then we had events throughout the day. We did some testimonials, had some fun time. We had networking at night, and we brought in dinner and drinks. And yeah, it was wonderful. It was just, again, great. We brought in, our sales team, marketing team, our customer success team. We had, it wasn't salesy. We talked a little bit about, it was a mixture of both existing contractors and prospects.
Mm-hmm.
Did talk about some of our integrations that we have, but it was really designed on, look, what are the things that are keeping contractors up at night?
Mm-hmm.
How can we kind of bring in some thought leaders to address those things? Matt Michelle was here, who
I love
a great keynote. Lemon Seed Marketing was here talking about some of the things, some of the new marketing opportunities that contractors need to look at. We talked about the shortage, the labor shortage that we have. And so we talked about Be Pro, Be Proud, an initiative that's going on right now to introduce and basically take a mobile, transport to local high schools where kids can get out there in the parking lots of their high school and interact and learn about different trades. So if they're not convinced that they want to go to university, but they'd like to go to a trade school, they have a chance to kind of look at the different types of trades that are available to them, which is great, because we all know that there's an issue with a lot of our tradespeople that are going to be retiring. We don't have enough quality individuals that are coming in behind them to take up those jobs. And so yeah, it was an action-packed day. It was a great day. Our plan, Sarah, is to eventually take this on the road. We'd like to do JBX events in different regions, maybe, working with different partners, bringing in local contractors. Again, have it as an educational day, but also have some fun. And again, talk about some of the things, some of the issues of the day and things that we're all dealing with, so that, again, we can just help each other, and help our network get bigger and better.
Yeah, and I think that's the best thing that I love about the trades is that we're all out there educating to help, right? Like, you might hear a sales pitch here and there, but that's not the point of it. The point is collaboration and to lean in together and to learn together. And when I see other companies mimicking and doing things like we do at ServiceTitan, it makes me so proud. Not only what we created, because we created the first marketing event, and honestly, we rented an office at one of those workspace office places and invited people a week before, and it was free. And, I think we had like 20 people show up, which was a lot, right?
Yeah,
Go
sure.
from far. But at the same time, it was like, oh, this could be a way to teach. This does make sense, right? For our contractors. And so then it just kept blowing up from there, which was even cooler. And I know that you have JB partnership with ServiceTitan. Can you explain more about that and what that integration or what your integrations kind of look like?
Yeah, absolutely. So it started about a year and a half ago, and we started looking at ServiceTitan and ways that we could work with them. And it's funny, because when vendors like us go to ServiceTitan and say, hey, we want to partner with you, now let's get together and decide what that looks like. We actually did the work in advance, and we went to them and said, hey, we want to partner with you. And oh, by the way, here's what it is. We already built it. And the business development team at ServiceTitan was so impressed with what we built. They made us a titanium partner from day one, which is really unheard of, because that's the highest level of partnership. But we built this thing, and it really was designed to, dramatically reduce the amount of time it takes for a contractor to process a warranty, to purchase that warranty. And then it also gives them 100% visibility into all potential claims. So with that, we made that investment to build the two-way integration. We also built out a customer success team We're very fortunate to have a couple of folks who I know you know very, very well from ServiceTitan that came over and joined our team. It's free for contractors. So if a contractor's on ServiceTitan, they can sign up for the integration. It takes them about 15 minutes for the contractor to get their ServiceTitan tenant ready for the activation. We provide them those steps. And then once they've accomplished that, we then schedule a Zoom call where their customer success manager gets on the call with them. Takes about 45 minutes. We activate the integration, make sure everything's working properly. We sync all of their existing warranties into ServiceTitan. We then there's tags that are added. It really is great. So as I mentioned earlier, with our renewable warranties, it's a great way for contractors if they're sticker shock by the homeowners that they don't want a 10-year warranty because they're not thinking 10 years in advance.
Right.
Come up with a solution, say, don't worry about it. Offer them a 2-year warranty, offer them a 3-year warranty or a 5-year warranty. And the good thing is those are renewable. And so what we do in ServiceTitan is we actually track the start and the end date of that warranty. And we add a tag in that record. So that tag shows, so if it's the DSR, if it's the CSR, the dispatcher or technician, anyone that's working that record, they're going to see that home has an active warranty on it, and they can see the start date and the end date. If it's not renewed within, when it expires, we automatically remove that tag for them. But the cool thing there is that they can run a report in ServiceTitan and say, hey, show me all of the customer warranties that are expiring this month. They pull that list up, push that over to Marketing Pro, and then run that campaign to get those customers to renew. It really is great. We've heard from our contractors that are using the integration. It's reduced the processing time about 75%, which is massive, especially during the summer when they've got hundreds of warranties, right? That's all the time that they get back to do other important things like answering that extra phone call. And then from a claims perspective, as I mentioned, it gives them 100%. So each night we're running an API pull and we're looking at all of the jobs that contractor did today. And any of those jobs that were done on a location that had an active warranty, we're pulling that into the claims tab for them to look at tomorrow. So they're going to be able to look at it tomorrow, quickly look at the invoice and the invoice summary and determine if that was a mechanical failure and if they want to be able to process a claim or submit a claim to us. I liken it to, hey, I'm with Geico. So it's like a hailstorm comes through Dallas today, and my Geico insurance person calls me tomorrow and say, hey, Kevin, I know you had hail last night. Do you have any damage? Do you want to process a claim? Like, that's what it's like. Insurance companies don't do that, right?
Right.
We're actually bringing it to their attention, saying, hey, Sarah, you did a job here. It's at a home with a warranty. Take a look at it. Let us know if you want to process and submit a claim for that. So it really is revolutionary what we built. Contractors that are using it love it. We're continuing to iterate it. We have a new release, which is coming out here in the next week with some real enterprise level functionality, really around some of those kind of multi-location accounts like private equity and whatnot that want to be able to run their business different ways. We've kind of taken their feedback and we're building it out. But yeah, it's, last I heard, we were the number one integration on the ServiceTitan marketplace, the fastest growing. So it really has been a great partnership with ServiceTitan. Again, smaller dealers on ServiceTitan that are just starting, large private equity with multi-locations, multi-tenants. We've got a number of different contractors that are using us, and it's just continuing to grow and get better. So with that said, of course, Pantheon's just around the corner, right?
Yeah.
And we're all proud to say that we're a partner. We will be there with a large presence, and look forward to seeing any of the contractors that are there. Last Pantheon, when we attended, again, when the CTO was on stage talking about partner ecosystem and all those things, he specifically spoke about JB Warranties and the JB360 integration, which of course made us feel very good, but it also validated that within the walls at ServiceTitan, they also appreciate what we've been able to build and bring to market for our mutual customers.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, we really appreciate our partners just in general, but when it comes, I know for Marketing Pro, we've been working with your team as well to help create templates to help make things easier for our contractors, because together, the partnership, when you lean in together, it just makes things better. And I love that. the one question I had, and it keeps coming to and from my mind because we talked about it was like you were talking about you were talking about the process management, and you were saying, okay, you have this tabs of claims. Who runs that inside of an organization? Who's in charge of that in the contractor space?
Yeah, so it varies. Sometimes there's an office manager that does that. Larger contractors may have a dedicated person that handles warranty purchasing. They may have a dedicated person that does claims submissions. Sometimes they'll have an accounting group that does that. So what we do, as I mentioned, we have a landing page that the contractor can go to. They can watch a video of the integration. They can attend a live demo if they like. Once they submit a form that says, yes, we're interested in this, it triggers an email directly out of HubSpot that they get. They get a list of, again, all of the things that they need to do to prep their ServiceTitan tenant to get ready. It takes 15 minutes. They have to create some custom fields, some custom tags, run a dummy job. Once that's done, we also their sales representative reaches out, makes sure that they've got all of their JB Warranty SKUs lined up, all their favorites, everything is ready to go. Then we schedule that call with the customer success manager. Ideally, what we ask for, Sarah, is we want the person that's doing the warranties, the claims, as well as the person who's doing their quotes. Like if it's the sales manager, we want to make sure that they're fully aware of the renewable SKUs. We want to know what their warranty strategy is. Do they put warranty on every quote? Do they only use it, strategically to win a competitive bid? What does that look like? So we kind of educate them on the benefits of the renewable SKUs, why it makes sense for all the reasons we've talked about, kind of creating that relationship longer term with the customer. And then we'll also do some training. So if we have to train up their technicians, their back office, we'll provide that. As I mentioned, we also sync all of those warranties that they purchased previously directly from us off of their portal. So we bring all that information in. So with JB360, think of it this way. There's 3 links in the chain, right? There's JB Warranties portal, there's ServiceTitan, and then JB360 sits in the middle. Okay. And that's where the kind of the API sits and the two-way kind of integration and dialogue back and forth between the two systems. So basically, whoever's managing warranties and claims, they would log into JB360. They would go to the warranty section. Again, any of the jobs that they did yesterday where a warranty was sold, once that job is installed, paid for, and the invoice is exported, that's going to automatically be pulled into the warranty tab. And say, click on there and say, okay, Sarah, here's the 10 warranties that have already been sold. Now it's time to buy them from JB Warranties. All the customer information is going to be there. They're going to see what warranty was sold. They're going to see the make and the model. If the technician that installed it added the serial number, they're going to see that as well. If not, the office can add the serial number. Once they confirm the information is accurate, they click a button, they double confirm it. Once they do, all that information is pulled out of ServiceTitan. It sends it over to the JBW servers. We populate the warranty. We auto pay for the warranty, and we round trip that PDF back inside of ServiceTitan. Okay? And then we add a pin note in ServiceTitan so it always stays at the top, and everyone that's working on that record can see the details of the warranty, and then we automatically add those tags. That process, if they were buying it directly from our website, would take about 15 to 20 minutes. It's described to you, takes about 20 to 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Dramatically reduces that admin burden and the time.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think I'll look at it from 2 perspectives. One, from a marketer, what great data to have.
Yeah.
What great tags to implement, what great processes that you can create throughout your entire business to talk about warranties, but also upsell them and sell them. And so training is the utmost important, right? Because we know that in anything, like if I'm a marketer, if I have poor operations, it's not going to feed through. And so then I'm just going to throw my money away, right? But also, if I have a warranty, my technician isn't selling it just because they might not want to, or they might not know how to, or what you don't know. It doesn't align with the business operation. So I think that the training piece of being able to sell warranties is also an added value of what you all are providing them.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's why I mentioned we prefer to have the salesperson on the call as well, because there's a couple of things that we highly recommend. So for instance, not allowing your technicians or your comfort advisors to pull the warranty off, right? Not having line item pricing, because again, if that homeowner in their mind, they want the best option at the good price, right? And what they're doing is they're going line item by line item, and they see that warranty and they say, well, reduce, strike that, take it off. And so what we recommend is having that warranty on every quote, but build it into the service. It's kind of like a Happy Meal, building service level, but just show the bulk pricing. You're getting all of this, and here's the price. It's a Happy Meal. If you don't want the fries, it's still $7.99, right?
Right.
And so that's what the warranty is. It's part of the Happy Meal. You can't just, pick and choose what you want to get the price down. Build it in there as a bundle. Here's your bundle. I personally think that, if you go in with a 2-year or 3-year minimum warranty on that quote, you can add, a membership for 2 to 3 years as well.
Mm-hmm.
As that customer has their wallet open, maybe they're financing all of it. If you can get that customer where they install that system, and you have a warranty, and you have the tune-ups, 2 tune-ups a year for the next 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
you now own that backyard. You now own that customer. And really that's what it's about. It's creating that customer relationship and then building off of that over time, because happy customers are the best referrals, right? Mm-hmm. Once you get in there and you install that system, it's working great. You've done 2 tune-ups. Now you're getting to know the family, or getting to know their kids. Then it's like, hey, do you have friends that, on your street? Can you recommend them to me? Next, they're sending their kids or their friends to you as well. So that's how we try to educate the contractors, where by offering these warranties and these bundles really helps you create good relationships with these customers. And the residual effect, is huge when the referrals start coming in.
Yeah, most definitely. And the longer lifetime customer value. That's our goal, right?
Mhm.
Like, make sure that we have a customer for life if we can, because we know that people search. We know that it goes everywhere when they're having chaos and they're just doing whatever. But if we have, if we attach to them, like if we make them sticky, that's
Yes.
what we want to do.
Yep.
You gave such great value because you talked about the operations of what you do, the services that you provide in really building the relationship with the contractor, but what the contractor can do to build a relationship with the customer. You provided insights to how it works inside of ServiceTitan, and how you're going out there and educating the customers. Like, all of these things matter so greatly in the trades. And I think that this podcast actually provides real value of how, when people say, hey, I don't have any calls to run, or I'm not making my revenue because of the economic factors or something like that.
Right.
You're giving them a way to make more money and have sustainability in an economy. It doesn't matter what the economy is.
Exactly. And so the other great thing is, like, we are here to support our contractors. So any new contractor that wants to register, it's completely free, right? They can go to our website or go to register.jbwarranties.com. It takes 90 seconds to register. Once they get registered, they'll get a welcome email. They will also get a call email from their local sales representative. We will schedule a call or face-to-face visit. We'll sit down. We'll go through all of our services. We'll go through the various pricing that we have.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about what their warranty strategy is. If they don't have one, we'll help them build one. We'll understand what field service management platform they're using. Let them know if there's integrations available. We'll walk them through the marketplace. If there's certain things, hey, we're using pen and paper, we're thinking about QuickBooks. Well, great news is we're a QuickBooks solution provider. We can get you a discount on that. Those are kind of the little things that we do to help with these contractors. So a lot of it comes down to education, also building those relationships. And we meet our contractors where they are. We have a distributed sales force across the U.S. We recently entered into Canada as well. We've got great relationships with all the major manufacturers, distributors. That's the one thing I didn't mention, is that we do cover all brands. So again, it's very, very convenient. You may have, Train as your your premium brand, and you may have, Amana as your value brand. Doesn't matter what brand you're repping. We cover all of it. So we try to make it very, very convenient for our contractors. Our customer service and our support is second to none. We've got a highly trained, motivated, excellent group. They sit right outside my office, so I get to hear them on the phone with contractors every day, and homeowners too that are transferring their warranties, et cetera. And they are excellent in what they do. Very high touch, high quality, interactions. By the way, when a contractor submits a claim to us, from the time that they submit it to the time that it's reviewed, vetted, validated, and reimbursement's been made, it's typically about 12 to 14 days. So that is industry best as well. So contractors know that they're working with a partner that takes this seriously. We've been doing this. We're in our 17th year. We've been doing this, a long time. We're number one. We're very blessed to be, number one in our category. But yeah, taking really good care of our customers and our partners, is really, really important to us. And I think it comes through in all of the interactions that we have.
Yeah, I love that. And I think you said this before, but just let's wrap up this podcast with, if they wanted to contact JB Warranties, learn more about it, they already have ServiceTitan. Give me all that great information one more time, and so for our listeners.
Yeah, so if they want to register with us, it's register.jbwarranties.com. They can contact me personally if there's a contractor that's on ServiceTitan and interested in JB360 integration. Excuse me, they can contact their sales representative if they have one from JB Warranties. If not, feel free to drop me a line. It's kevin@jbwarranties.com. I'd be more than happy to reach out to them, provide them a link so they can see the video. If they want to sign up for a live demo, talk to one of our customer success managers, ask questions. Again, it's completely free for contractors to utilize the ServiceTitan integration, and we hold their hand through the whole process. So it's something that I highly recommend for all contractors that are using ServiceTitan as their field service management.
I love it. Thank you, Kevin, for all of this incredible knowledge that you dropped today. I really appreciate it. And listeners, if you're out there, please leave us a review and let us know how we did. Thank you for listening to The Trademark.
Thanks, Sarah.